TryHackMe CTF Industrial-Intrusion KLAY, which is I think the best challenge on that TryHackMe CTF. It's because there is something interesting not on the first part. First part is really straight, but the second part there's only one flag, by the way, so you don't need to be negate here the user.txt or something like that. So we will go on for the administrator directly. So the fun fact is this lab covers something interesting. So instead of just talking about, so let's just jump in. So I'm gonna be start here. Generally we are starting with mmap scan, but it's just default 80 bucks, and now we can just start netexec SMP and giving here IP address is 1010 190 and 195. And after we say those, so there's a DC name which is KLAY computer, and the for domain name it's KLAY.TryHackMe. So let me just create here etc host file. I'm just gonna be change it with the computer IP addresses, and it will be create on the generate host file. We just use it here sudo because it's impossible to using as this instead of root user here. So let me just check cat etc host, and you will be see here we got domain names, and the domain controller names is here. So now we can just start again with IP addresses or other things. I want to just check here if we have guest access on shares, and that seems like possible. What if I do with guest? Let me see. It says our statute account is disabled, so there is no chance to be read the shares without any the guest access or something like that. And now we can just start IP an mmap scan if there is something interesting ports. And we saw here port 80, and I just want to be checking on web server, and it's just blank IIS Windows server page, right? So there's nothing interesting. So so far we found nothing interesting, so we can just check cat etc host file again. I'm gonna be using here kbroot, and it's because I wanna check if there's you know, any potential usernames if we can find. So we can just change it with KLAY computer to be added here for the DC name, and let's see if we can find some username file. Let's see. To be honest, it should take a time too much, but you know, we have to wait, right? So because I just forgot to be saved with the users.txt, and we had to do everything from scratch, which is not cool right now, I know, but let's see. The fun fact is we can find potential usernames a lot, and it should be find the usernames like on 50, so which is really cool, I think. Okay, the fun fact is it seems like take a time. So after I saw as a reproducible user here, I will kill it, to be honest, because it will take a time too much, you know. But yeah. Alright, so the pita here is as reproducible, so I want to save user list as kbroot user here, vim kbroot users, and let me see. So we want to be read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 value here. So I'm going to use a double key and print, and for 6 value. Okay, so it should be 7, right? Of course, this. And instead of domain name, let's just grab users list with cat -d. I want to be cut here at, and then dash F1 will giving us just usernames, and then now we can save them as users.txt, and now we have users.txt. So if we have username list and if we have no password, so that means we can just start here srp roasting I mean, and net exec ld app. I'm gonna use let's see, I'm gonna use the DC directly and dash users and dash p. I'm gonna hear nothing, and let me just use it here srp roasting and save it as a.txt. Maybe it's just not srp roasting, it's just srp roast. Okay, so it seems like work, and we got here pitas hash. So let me try to be crack it if it's crackable. Vim pita hash, and then let me just save it. John pita hash dash dash wordless user share wordless rack.txt, and let's see. So I want to be also open here notes.txt to be, maybe we can save something interesting here, that's why. And we got it here, relay boy 2012, and we got it. So this is the password of pita, right? So the fun fact is we have username list already, so we can start password spray. So it's not needed, but I just want to do it because it can be sometimes interesting. Net exec smp, and just give it here users.txt for password, and then continue on success. And if other user is using pita password as password, we will see right now. The other things we can just run here dash dash users. I think that's really important because we can grab some you know, okay, no. So we have to be run it with. So okay, the fun fact is just pita using this password, and I want to be check dash dash users. For this machine it's not needed, but maybe we can find in this pen test like description like a password or something like that, so that could be important. So that's why I just want to be show you. And now the other things I'm gonna try with LD app, of course. If we have LD app access, then we can just look for the dump blood hunt data, or looking for ADCS, right? So because that's really important. So and we just found that, and found PKI enrollment services on here, and then we have port 80, it's open, so there's a web server and it's calling me escalation 7, to be honest. Okay, so the other things we can run, let's see. So we didn't check the shares yet, so let me just check the shares, and the important part will coming. And let's see. Okay, so we have readable on cert enroll, and now I'm pretty sure it's about ADCS, but there is something interesting, so it's not straight. I will explain really good, to be honest. And SMB client ng I'm gonna use, and the 4 hosts we can just give it that one, so it's not important too much. So the 4 usernames and password, let me just use -u pita, and for password that one, and let me say ls. Okay, shares, and use cert enroll, go here ls. We got here some CRTL files. It's for ADCS and CRT file, which is certificate. But so far those are not important too much, but they are giving us some hint. So then after that I just run here certify AD and find, and then I just check if any vulnerable services here, but there is, but it will never work. So now I am trying to be explain everything I can grade. If you run certify AD find command, and you will be see here there is escalation 7. Escalation 7 will never work on standalone machines. Will never work. because you cannot NTLM authentication DC to DC. So it's impossible. It's really impossible. Okay, so but this is the main idea of this box. So the fun fact, you cannot use escalation 7 DC to DC. You cannot go DC to DC. You cannot do NTLM relay DC to DC. So escalation 7 is impossible. So it's usually not possible to pass an NTLM reflection that takes NTLM authentication from one machine and relates it to the same machine. However, but in this last month, there's a CVE-2025-33073, which is really good, from Synactive, of course, and it's possible to distribute. So let me show you. So there's too much. Let me see. Yes, so that one, it's from Guthrie, Xavier Lee. It's talking about when you can use relay things is here. So it's giving us this idea with the password. It's relay boy, okay, and there's an escalation 7. But it's impossible to be using it with escalation 7 attacks. So you have to use this this vulnerability from Synactive. So you can also check this one, and they are talking about something about NTLM reflection, which is cool. If they can check here the everything unit, it's over there, but it's also explaining really great. But I don't want to be showy comments because I am trying to be understanding vulnerability. So as I said, escalation 7 was impossible, right? But we can do local NTLM authentication because they are again is explaining here great. But there is something different. Maybe you have to be changed because as you can see in the abuse commands, we're gonna be use NTLM relay X and petit potam and DNS tool. DNS tool from Kerberos relay X. Petit potam is another self project, and NTLM relay X from Impact, right? So what we need, just let me show you. So we just need Kerberos relay X. Okay, this is the first thing we need, and the second one we need petit potam, of course, and then the other things we need NTLM relay X, but it's on Impact, right? So there's not important. Okay, so the petit potam we can use directly, course, and we didn't need any modify here, but Kerberos relay X we just need really great modify here, but I will show you that's not important too much. So, and if you have another approach, please give it a comment. I don't think so. There is just too much person will watch this video, but who cares? Let me just repo them first and git clone that one first. We just need it, okay. And the second one we need petit potam, of course. Git clone petit potam, but to be honest, I'm using something different here again, and but of course I will show you. Okay, all right. Okay, it's also ends. So now I have to show you which commands I use it. Okay, so there's just 3 commands I use it. The first one is DNS tool, which is here. The second one is Kerberos relay X, which is here, and the third one is printer bug, which is here. But if you're gonna check the block from Guthrie, you will be see here you have to use DNS tool. So it's okay, so it's not important. So let me just scroll down. Okay. So petit potam Kerberos relay X and NTLM relay X here, or instead of NTLM relay X, he has used Kerberos relay X. And if you check the on the Synactive, you will be see here you have to use petit potam NTLM relay X and DNS tool. But I'm gonna use DNS tool, Kerberos relay X, and printer bug. But in my approach, I had to modify something in the Kerberos relay X, because I'm gonna be explain you that they have to modify, but let me explain you why I just did it. Since our aim to get Kerberos and relay it, and we are trying the reflection, right? Because the main content about it is NTLM reflection. Since Kerberos relay X advertises, which is here, Kerberos relay X advertises on to both NTLM and Kerberos authentication. So there's two types of authentication, which is NTLM and Kerberos authentication. We had to remove NTLM authentication from Kerberos relay X, and then after that we'll do here Kerberos authentication, and we will get to what we want, which more stable and healthier. So let me just try to modify commands with you, because I forgot how I did it. So we just need to just go here on the lib file, then just go to the service, and there is an assembly relay service.python file. So the first thing, we have to open it, and you have to come on let me see, okay, here, and you will see here, and this is working for NTLM authentication, and that one is work for Kerberos, but this one is work for NTLM authentication. And we saw here it just says NTLM reflection is that, NTLM reflection is that. So we had to be remove it in our codes, because with it will never work. So let me just remove it and modify it a little bit, of course, and we just need to be remove it here, and you will be see here there's not seems like great using, right? So we have to be just added them here, and the fun fact is, maybe we can give it them here. Okay, this is interesting. It should be same as the blob, and because we just changed them on here. The fun fact is it should be somewhere, and maybe we can try to change that one also. Okay, maybe it will fix it, right? And we just give it here extent from start here, and extent is finishing here. Let me see. Yeah, that should be fine, but we are getting error on return, right? So not sure. Let's see. I am really dumb. I was looking for all the time, where is this? Okay, so I was really dumb. Okay, so that is how we fix it. Now we can use it, and it will not be extract in NTLM reflection. So we just need to be used first of all DNS tool, of course, because then as you can see here on Gataris block or on the Synactive block, they are adding here the DNS tool first, which is something like that. Gonna go use here on Kerberos relay X again, and then at the second page I will go to Kerberos relay X, because I will use it them both and on the both things here. Let me just use DNS tool first, and then DNS tool I was decide to be using something like that, and just need to be giving here username, password, and target IP addresses, and then -A for adding, and then -R and giving here KLAY computer, and for the -D you have to give your own IP addresses, and you can check use allow multiple if it exists. That's why I'm using actually. Then after you successfully got it here, then you need to be using here Python 3 and Kerberos relay X, and the targets, there is really important. So with escalation 7, we are generally using this, right? So, and then you can also find this on the SMB client ng. So, and you will be see here, and if you say use cert enroll, and then just check ls, and then there's ACAP file. So, and then which is we are just using here. This is the main idea of this escalation 7, and the template will always has to be equal domain controller on escalation 7. Sometimes if you don't want to do this, you can just give it here blank, or just don't use dash template. And then I'm gonna be adding here computer, which is KLAY computer accounts, and we're gonna be added as domain computer, of course. And we just have to be run it, and it should be wait. After that, we're gonna be use printer bank, and with the printer bank, we will use this DNS tool to be adding this on this Kerberos Relay X attack, and then the OR computer will be adding as domain controller. So let me just use it here, printer bank, and we have to use domain usernames, password, domain controller, and giving this DNS the name which we are just giving there. And then if you just want to be run it, and you will be see here, and it says the RPC service is unavailable. We got alright. So this is interesting. Maybe that one is wrong. Let me just run it again. Okay, so we are just getting RPC service is unavailable. This is interesting. So let me run Python 3 DNS tool again. Are we sure we are on right IP addresses? Yes, we are. And then let me start Kerberos Relay X again. Okay. The fun fact is, I think I found. Did we create etc host file? Yeah, of course we did. Okay, this is interesting. Let me run printer bug again. Alright, so now it seems like work. Okay, so we got here access tonight, but it's bullshit because we got pvx file as KLAY computer. Yes. Then how the KLAY computer pvx file will work? As you know, we just added is at to DC. Then after that DC, the KLAY computer, we just run it here with printer bug and to grab his pvx file. Now we can use it as like to domain controller pvx, right? So that's actually what I want to do. So I just want to be getting here pvx file, which is here. So now we can just use this pvx file and to grab NTLM hash or something like that, and then we can just to dump everything in it. And I think I was just found somewhere. Let me see. We can just use netexec SMP and KLAY computer, and yeah, of course I just did it before, that's why. And -u or computer name, where is it? Let me find. Okay. Okay, this is interesting. Where was it? Okay, here. And --pvx cert gonna use, and because we got pvx file here, and then if you want to be dump ntds, for example, we can just use --ntds, and we can just dump it. It's everything we need, and we are just now dumping everything. So then after that, we can available to be ready here. With this administrator hash, we were available to be ready here to flag.txt. And you can just go here, cd desktop, here, and flag.txt. So that's all. I'm trying to be, try my best to be for Thel. I hope you like it, and thanks really watching.